So with every month that passes by, there's always new Navy Federal members coming in that don't really know about this credit union. Most new people just tend to get any checking account that they can get with them and don't even really bother building a real relationship with this credit union or maximizing any of the benefits that this credit union actually has to offer. Now, I was new at this credit union too once upon a time and didn't really know too much about them like how I do now. So what I want to do in this video, ladies and gentlemen, is let you know the top 5 products you should be getting with Navy Federal as a new member with them. If you guys manage to get these 5 products as soon as you start banking with Navy Federal, then you guys are going to be straight as long as you're banking with them. So just make sure to watch this video all the way to the end so that way you, sir or ma'am, do not miss out on any good financial information that can help you out. If you're already subscribed, then welcome back. But if you guys are new to my channel, my name is Ismael Sandiford and you are now watching Just Money, where we talk about financial related topics such as personal and business credit, real estate, and other financial related topics. So if that's something you're into, then you're probably going to want to consider subscribing. But without further ado, let's get into today's video. Okay, so the first product you need to get with Navy Federal as a new member with them is going to be the best checking account for your personal situation. Okay, so when you guys are barely signing up with Navy Federal, they're going to ask you what type of checking account would you like to get. And the natural human instinct is to get the checking account that has no fees, or the one that they refer to us, which is going to be called the free everyday checking account. There are going to be a few different checking accounts that you guys can get with them, but it all depends on your personal case scenario. Like for example, if you're in the military or were in the military, the only correct answer for you is going to be the free active duty checking account, because that is the checking account for military people. That checking account is going to give you ATM rebates up to $240 a year, and you'll earn a 0.05% APY based on the money that you have in there. And really quick, for those out there that don't know what ATM rebates are, this is pretty much money that's going to be reimbursed for you for fees that are charged at ATMs. So if you have the regular checking account, the free everyday checking account, you are not going to have this perk, and this is a really huge perk to have. Now, if you're not in the military, the checking account that you're going to want to go with is going to be called the flagship checking account. You want that checking account because it offers you ATM rebates up to $120 a year, and it offers you the highest APY that this credit union has to offer on their checking accounts, which is anywhere between a 0.35% APY to a 0.45% APY, depending on the money that you have in that account. Now, the only downfall about having this checking account is that it is going to cost you $10 every month if you don't have $1,500 in there at all times. So if this is a problem for you, then I would definitely go with their free easy checking account, because you'll still get ATM rebates up to $120 a year, but your APY is just going to be lower at a 0.05% APY. And just keep note, these ATM rebates are only going to be allowed up to $10 a month. So that right there is going to equal $120 for the year. So again, if you guys are barely signing up with Navy Federal and you guys are in the military, then you want the free active duty checking account. But if you're not in the military, then go for their flagship checking account. But if you don't want to pay that $10 fee every month just for not having $1,500 in that account at all time, then just go for the free easy checking account, because with that checking account, at least you'll still earn ATM rebates up to $120 a year. And you guys can switch these checking accounts anytime you guys want to. All you guys have to do is call Navy Federal or just do it on the app if you guys would like to. But that's going to be the first thing you need to do as a new member, ladies and gentlemen. You want to get the right checking account. You don't want to be banking with this credit union having the wrong checking account the whole time. Now, the second thing you're going to want to do with Navy Federal right after you sign up with them is something called a pledge loan, aka a secured savings loan. For those out there that don't know what this is pretty much an installment loan that is fully secured by your savings. So essentially, you would take your own money that you have in your savings account and convert that into an installment loan. The reason why this is the second thing you're going to want to do once you start banking with them is going to be for a few different reasons. The first reason you're going to want to do this is because this is actually going to help boost your credit score, because for those out there that don't know, 10% of your credit score comes from your credit mix, which accounts for installment credit and revolving credit. You need both of those in order to have a good credit profile, and the easiest way to get an installment loan is by getting the pledge loan, aka a secure savings loan. Now, the second reason why you're going to want to get a pledge loan is because this is going to help you build a better relationship with this bank, because now you have a product with them. And not only do you have a product with them, but this isn't going to cost you anything in 2 different ways. Let me explain. First way this isn't going to cost you anything is because they don't pull credit in order to do this, so that's good. And the second way it's not going to cost you anything is because when you put up your own money, you're dang near going to get it back right after you pay 90% of it off. When you get this pledge loan, there's a hack that everybody does called the pledge loan hack, to where you pay 90% of it off immediately, and then when it comes to your credit report, it's going to show that it's 90% paid off, which will boost your score, and you'll get about 90% of your money back. I recently made a full in-depth video going into detail about the pledge loan and everything you guys need to know about it, so if you guys want more information in regards to that, click the link in the description below, or just wait till this video is over and I'll put it at the end of this video for you guys to watch. But anyways, the pledge loan, aka the secure savings loan, is the second thing you're going to want to do once you start banking with Navy Federal, so that way you can start building that relationship up with them. Once you guys have that good relationship with Navy Federal, they're going to have better interest rates, higher limits on your loans and credit cards, and then the likelihood of you being approved for things are going to be higher. So you get the relationship relationship with Navy Federal and the credit score boost from simply getting a pledge loan, so that's something you're absolutely going to want to do. Now, the third product you're going to want to get with Navy Federal as a new member with them is going to be the optional overdraft protection service, aka OOPS. You want to get this because 1, it helps you build a better relationship with Navy Federal, and 2, so that way your card never declines on a purchase or a reoccurring transaction, because that's going to look super bad. It's going to be embarrassing when it happens somewhere, and then on top 2, Navy Federal is going to have that recorded in their systems for future data. If you guys get the overdraft protection service, they're not going to pull credit in order to have one of these, and they only charge $20 a day if you guys are overdrafting that day. They also won't charge you a $20 fee if the overdrawn balance is less than $50, so I definitely would take advantage of this just because you guys can. These overdraft limits will not pass over $500 though, and you will have 30 days to bring the account back to positive, otherwise things can get ugly. But this is a super awesome financial tool to use that I would definitely set up and not snooze on if you guys are a new member banking with Navy Federal. Because again, the more products you guys have with Navy Federal, then the more they're going to do for you as a customer, because you're building a better relationship with them. So the fact that you're getting this optional overdraft protection service without a hard pull being done to your credit is going to be one of the easiest ways you guys can build a relationship with them, besides getting the pledge loan, aka the secure savings loan. Now, the fourth product you're going to want to get with Navy Federal as a new member with them is going to be a secure credit card if you guys have bad credit. But if you guys have good credit, then I would just get an unsecured credit card. Now, the reason why you want to get a secure credit card if you have bad credit is so that way you can start building your credit immediately and get access to those high credit limits that Navy Federal is offering everybody. This will also help you build a relationship with them at the same time, so I would hurry up and get a secure credit card with them for about 6 to 7 months, so that way they can graduate you to unsecured status for the high limits. Now, if you guys have good credit, I would still get a credit card with them, because Navy Federal has something called the 91-3 rule, which pretty much means you can apply for a new credit card or a credit limit increase with them every 91 days or 3 full statement cycles. The sooner you guys get a credit card with them, then the sooner you can get your credit limit increase on that very same card as well, with only a soft pull being done to your credit. So if they approve you for $8,000 credit limit, if you were to wait about 3 months to apply for a credit limit increase, then you could potentially get all the way up to a $16,000 credit limit on that card while still applying for a new credit card as well. So if you were to get a credit limit increase and a new credit card on top, that can actually boost your credit score, because now you have an overall higher limit now. And you want high limits when it comes to credit cards, because lenders out there like to look at something called your comparable credit. Comparable credit is when lenders look at your credit profile when you're applying for a new credit card, because they want to see what other lenders out there are giving you as a credit limit, so that way they can give you something of around that range as well. So if you guys have a credit card that has a $20,000 limit on it and you're applying for a new credit card, they're going to see your $20,000 limit credit card and they're going to give you a credit limit of around that range. So again, the fourth thing I would do is get a secure credit card if you need to start building your credit, or just get a regular credit card if you already have good credit, so that way you can hurry up and get your credit limit increase, so that way you can get those high limits with Navy Federal. But also really quick, if you guys are finding any of this information helpful, if you guys could do me a favor and hit the like button, I would truly appreciate it, because it really helps me out a lot, and then it's also a dope way to help support the channel. But the last product, the fifth product you're going to want to get with Navy Federal as a new member with them is going to be your product of choice. From what I've seen over the years, most people tend to bank with Navy Federal because they're either trying to get that auto loan, personal loan, mortgage loan, and those are pretty much going to be the top 3 that I always see. Now, before getting any of these kind of loans, I would definitely establish a relationship with them first by doing everything I said before this 5th step, so that way you guys can have higher approval odds. Now, it is still possible to get an auto loan or a personal loan once you guys barely start banking with Navy Federal. All I'm saying is your chances are going to be even greater if you guys actually did the steps that needed to be done. I actually have videos on my channel on how to get a personal loan or even an auto loan with Navy Federal step by step, so if you guys want to watch that, then again, click the link in the description below, or just feel free to browse my YouTube channel, Just Money. But that's going to wrap it up for today's video, guys. Those are pretty much the things you're going to want to get if you're a new member just banking with Navy Federal. If you guys have bad credit because maybe you have derogatory items on your credit report like late payments, charge-off, collections, or even past bankruptcies, and you've been working with somebody who couldn't get that off for you, send an email to one of my business emails, 850boulevard@gmail.com, because I have an amazing credit repair person that I personally work with that can definitely help a lot of you guys out there. And also really quick, if you guys are looking to get funding for your business, like anywhere between $50,000 to $150,000 plus in capital, so that way you guys can actually scale and grow your business, send an email to my business email saying funding, and I'll speak with you guys there. But if you guys made it to the end of the video, I truly do appreciate you guys. We're at 86,468 subscribers at the time of this recording, so I do appreciate all who watch. I do post weekly videos for those that don't know, but if you guys haven't yet already, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't yet already, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so that way you guys get notified every time I post a new video. And again, we talk about personal and business credit, real estate, and other financial related topics, so if that's something you're into, then you're probably going to want to consider subscribing. We talk about how to get high limits on your credit cards, how to boost your personal credit, how to obtain business credit. We talk about real estate, we talk about mortgage loan programs, we talk about all that, so this is your one-stop shop. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.